Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'll say it every week. I don't take days for granted. I don't take life for granted. I don't take you for granted. So I am happy and grateful for you. I want you to remember that you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. You are created in his likeness, in Jehovah God's likeness and his image. So we are perfect beings, okay? We're striving for perfection as we walk out this process, but we are perfect, all right? Because it is our original DNA. We're spirit with soul wrapped in this flesh, triune beings. So your first citizenship is kingdom. I'm going to say it every time we come on here. So it's Meal Prep Monday. And you guys, this one, I'm like, my Lord, this is what I believe I want us to focus on this week. Okay. I want you to know that you have to have focused thoughts. Because remember this, the only place that we're ever battled is in the mind, period. Okay. Satan has the authority to fight on a battlefield, and it's only the mind. It's the conscious mind, all right? But he has no power. You have all power and authority. So he has authority, but he has no power, okay? So the only place that we can be battled is in our conscious mind because we have a subconscious and a conscious. So, Meal Prep Monday, we're going to keep our war clothes on this week. How do you win the battle? You have to know how to have focused thoughts, unmoved belief, and disciplined action. All right? So here's the thing. What am I saying? We have to learn how to train our thoughts to stay focused and not be all over the place. You're going to be focused or you're going to be frantic. You're going to have faith or you're going to have fear. Faith allows you to be focused. Fear allows you to become frantic. There's a side to each thing, okay? No matter what it is, there's a side to each thing. So here's the thing. How do we stay focused? You have to first, and I say this all the time, you have to daily renew your mind. It's in the word. We have to renew our minds daily. Okay? Daily. Not just when we feel like it, not when we're going through, but it has to be daily. You got to learn how to anchor your thought. All right? Where are we anchoring our thought? In who we truly are. Where are we anchoring our thought? In positive affirmations. Where are we anchoring our thoughts? In scripture. Okay, hold on. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb because why am I getting these messages? Mm-mm. Sorry. All right, so listen, you have to anchor your thoughts. How did we do this? Because you got to remember, mental, right? You have to practice. You got to, it's like we got to retrain, okay? You got to retrain. So listen, we got to practice mental. It's like you got to rehearse things in your mind. This is the thing. Your thoughts can overtake what you see naturally. So you have to anchor your thoughts in the right place. You have to learn how to visualize. If you can't see it, you can't be it. I am so happy and grateful now that 2025 is the best financial year of my life. We've been saying this for going on to 8 months. And your money may be funny, you may be jacked up, you might be robbing Peter to pay Paul, but if you still are, Can you see this as the best financial year of your life? Can you visualize it in your mind? Because if you can't, you're going to keep robbing Peter and pay Paul. It's August. This is probably now, because my money was attacked before, but this is probably the worst it's ever been. But guess what? Every time I see it, I visualize more. Every time I see, maybe this has to happen for me so that I can have the full visualization, of me being a philanthropist, not because I spoke it, but because I heard it spoken onto me. So maybe I gotta be here because I can't see big enough. Oh, Lord. Listen, you have to learn how to visualize, and you gotta reject double-mindedness. You cannot be double-minded. You cannot be unstable in all your ways right now. You can't. So you gotta decide what you're going to believe, because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And you gotta, oh Lord, I'm gonna tell y'all this because my sister used to always call me a holy roller, and I used to be like, I'm not a holy roller. Call me what you want to call me. I guess I am, because I understand now that there is nothing I can do naturally without doing it with him. So this is the thing, and again, this is what I want us to. I'm excited. Can't you tell? Can't you tell? But I want us this week. We gotta learn how to focus our thoughts. We gotta learn how to we have to learn how to remove unbelief, and we gotta have disciplined action. Okay, so like I said, you gotta anchor your thought daily in scriptures. You gotta do it in affirmations. You have to be able to practice. You gotta visualize. All right, you gotta visualize it. Okay, I don't care what comes or goes. 2025 is the best financial year of my life. Period. And I'm going to keep saying it until I can see it. Every time I get a ding that something ain't getting done, I'm going to keep saying it until I can. Oh, when you see it, it'll be it. All right. So you got to practice this. And like I said, you cannot be double-minded. I can't get on this call and tell y'all something on Monday, and then later on today, I'm bottled over fetal position behind some money. And you got to fast. You got to have focused fasting. Why is it important to fast? Because you put your flesh under subjection. Why is it important to fast? Because you take control of the weakest part of you. Why is our flesh leading us when it's the weakest part of the triune? All right. Education. What's the educational part? You have to learn what strengthens your belief. And then you got to reject whatever weakens it. Okay? You have to. So this is the thing. You've got to get to a point where you start identifying what you have been taught versus what you actually believe, and why. What has been taught, and what do you actually believe, and why do you believe it? You got to do this for you. How can you stand on something and you don't even know why you standing there? You got to feed your faith. Listen, I had a friend over here, a young lady over here. See, all that row right there, all Bibles. She's like, you got a whole lot of Bibles. I said, you got a whole lot of them, don't even read them. She's like, I know, right? Listen, I read my Bible. But anyway, you got to feed your faith. Faith-based books, okay? If you don't want to read the Bible, get some faith-based books. But be careful who you're reading from, all right? That's the danger with that. But you got to read faith-based. You got to listen to teachings. You got to, can we go to church? Can we go to church? This is not to promote a church. This is to say that when you're in this atmosphere, something is fed in you. Okay? I promote relationship, not religion. Time together builds relationship. All right? So here's the thing. You have to unlearn and relearn. You got to remove old thought patterns that sabotage your belief. This is why you got to know what you believe and you got to know why, so that you can combat those thoughts that come to sabotage your belief. All right? How do you do that? You got to replace them with truths. But this is the thing. Truth, because see, now I'm going to go a little deeper. Truth has to be rooted in the word, in scripture, but also in neuroscience. This is why I've been talking about the brain more, okay? You got a supernatural and a natural part of you. You got a spirit and you got a flesh. So you have to learn how to feed them both. All right. And you need to track your growth. Okay? Track it. Journal. Are you faith fueled or fear fed? What are you doing with your thoughts? Are you faith fueling them so you can go, or are they fear fed and that's why you stuck? All right, let me stop because I got 10 minutes. What's accountability? Whew. Belief becomes disciplined when you have someone holding you accountable. Okay? This is why accountability is so important. This is why you need a belief partner. We can go and find, our little financial advisors. We can do all these different things, but what are we doing with our belief? Get a belief partner. Why do you need it? You need someone to remind you of what you said when you were clear. Because when we in that space, we say a whole lot. That's right. When we start pulling inward out, we talk the game, baby. But you need accountability so that you're not selling wolf tickets. I don't know about you, but I'm too old to buy wolf tickets at this point in my life. All right? This is why accountability is important. You need a belief partner. You need to be doing check-ins with this person. You need to be asking yourself, where was my belief tested this week? And how did I respond to it? You got to see the accountability partner, because this is the thing. You have to rewire. All right? You got to rewire. Like I told you, it's that neuroplasticity. You got to rewire your brain. You got to retrain how you do things. That's the neuroscience of it. If you want something different, you got to do something different. If something is not working for you, you got to retrain yourself. Lifestyle. You got to turn your focused belief into your life, into the rhythm and the flow that you walk out. Not your reactions. Reactions come from emotion. That does not come from. Okay. All right. Listen. You got to create a routine of discipline. You got to structure. We need structure. Structure your days around habits that align with a higher focus. You got to structure what you're doing that's aligned with the vision, not with whatever's going on. Situations come and go. This is why you got to have a structure. This is why you got to write the vision, make it plain. We've got to do that, class. Man, you got to declutter your environment. I'm in here now. I could flip this camera. The same young lady who came to help me, she's like, this where you do your call? Because this other side of this room a hot mess. I show you, I don't care. The other room hot because I'm trying to declutter. You gotta declutter your space. So it's a hot mess to her. It make all sense to me. So as she sat there and watched, she's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Because for me, I gotta go through the stuff, and then I separate the stuff, and then once I go and clean the garage out and know where I'm doing whatever, and with my dad's stuff and my stuff, I'll put it where it need to go. But you gotta declutter, okay? You gotta declutter, because this is the thing. When you're outward, one thing, if y'all are honest with yourself, there's one space in your livable space that always displays where your mind is at. It started for me, it's my bedroom. When my bedroom's a mess, my thoughts are a mess. My thoughts are scattered when my bedroom is scattered. Now when it get all through your house like it is for me, that's when you know you, boy, you this close, you need like life support. You almost like a lost cause. When it starts going all through your house and your house a mess, we gotta declutter. It really speaks. You got to remember, everything that's done in heaven comes down on earth. So if you are all over the place, it's going to start showing here. As you start feeling better, you start cleaning up. Let's declutter so that the decluttered space overrides the cluttered. Okay. Oh, Lord. So your lifestyle should reflect the discipline of someone who believes it's already working. See, when we sitting in a hot mess, we don't believe it's already worked out. When we sitting over here sad, murmuring and complaining, we don't believe that this is the best financial year of our life. When we over here, we can't pull it together. See, your environment should exemplify. That's why it says write the vision and make it plain so that those who can see it can run with it. We got people running with clutter. I'm spitting, excuse me. We got people running with clutter. That ain't what we want to run with. And celebrate the small wins. Can we like give ourselves grace? I'm celebrating. Listen, I gotta do that garage. I got a storage room to go through. I gotta clean this right in here. My little tea stand is not cool or whatever. Listen, how about this? I cleaned this office. I cleaned that kitchen. I moved all the stuff off the T-bar. Celebrate the small wins, okay? So here's the thing, because you know your mind is powerful. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That means your inner thought life shapes your outer reality. So I'm not talking about the heart here. I said it Friday night. I'm talking, for me, my heart is my belly button. It's what connects me. That's my subconscious mind. That's where it lives. That's my internal heart. I ain't talking about the physical heart. I'm talking about the heart of you. Okay? So listen, I'm gonna hurry up. Conquer the internal no. Belief is a beginning. It's not a finished work. So you gotta feed it daily and guard it. All right. You gotta do mental filtering. You gotta identify and eliminate patterns that weaken your focus. Patterns that what is it? What are some? Comparison. It weakens your focus. Self-pity, overthinking. All right. You can't just speak affirmations. You have to defend them. All right. So you're speaking, I am so happy and grateful now. Okay. Start them off with I am. I am so happy and grateful now that I am the philanthropist that can give back to the kingdom and it adds no sorrow to me. You think I'm going to say that and that affirmation is not going to be attacked in my own mind? Okay. 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 You got to defend them, all right? When the negative thoughts start to come in, confront them with truth. This is why you have to know who you are and whose you are. This is why you got to get in the word. You got to spend time with your Father that created you. All right. So here's the thing. How does your brain work? It believes what you repeatedly tell it. So you got to train it with truth. All right. Neuroplasticity, like I told you before, it understand that your brain can change. All right. Your brain can change. Your thought processes can change. All right. Because they're pathways. I told y'all this. All right. Consistent thought builds highways. So you seen the brain, what it looks like, all them roads. All right. You got to have biblical meditation. Meditate on Philippians 4:8. Things that are true, noble, pure, lovely, and of good report. Read stories of people who mastered their thoughts under pressure. Read about Jesus. Read about Paul. Read about Joseph. All right. And you got to learn how to discern mental sabotage. All right. Know what keeps your faith versus what drains it. I'm going to stop because I don't want to belabor the time. All right. But here's the thing. This is what I want you to remember. Belief is your foundation. Okay. Belief is your foundation. You got to protect your belief like a seed. I tell y'all, your mind is like the garden. Okay. Guard it, water it, and expose it only to light. Understand that mastering your mind isn't just about thinking right. It's about removing what does not belong there, pulling the weeds out of your garden. Okay. I know this was a lot. I haven't put the last 2 weeks up. I'll put them all up before the middle of this week. But I want you to remember that this is a lot. We probably go back to it, but this is where I'm at. Stay focused, stay humble, stay positive. Be the best version of you unapologetically because no one else can do it. Understand that the only place that you are battled in is in your mind. There's authority for the battle, but there's no power for it to overtake you. All right? So I am Nicole D. Jones, and I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.